Welcome to the channel and welcome to this match play game between Tyranids and Ultramarines. So today on the channel we descend into the Necropolis, this Manufactorum area outside of a hive city which is being overrun by a splinter of Hive Fleet Kraken. I'll be playing the Tyranids today and we're doing Cleanse and Capture. That's the game which is 3 cards a turn every turn from the main rulebook, Maelstrom of War, and 1750 points worth of match play. And we're doing Hammer and Anvil deployment. So the Tyranids, 24 inches in, will be spilling on this way into the Necropolis, and the brave Astartes of the Ultramarines will be defending. There's 2 objectives in my deployment zone and some rather large line of sight blocking terrain spread all across this battle grid. And there's another 2 objectives in the middle, one here and one is blurring into those containers there, and 2 down this end in the Ultramarines deployment zone. So a long way to go for the Tyranids, but we're fast, we're hungry, we can come scrabbling down there, and of course the Ultramarines want to defend this site and stop it getting overrun. And we welcome to the channel for the first time Heathage. Say hi, Heathage.
Hello.
So nice t-shirt you got there.
Oh, thank you. I don't know where I got it, to be honest.
I think it's
kind of just turned up.
These are available on the deployment zone.tv merchandise page. So thank you for purchasing that. Thank you for coming down.
Right.
3.5 hours to get here.
It was fun. There was a lot of singing on my part. Singing in the car.
Good stuff. I always think 3.5 hours in the UK when someone comes all the way down here seems like such a long way in the UK. And then I think about Americans and 3.5 hours for them, and the Australians is just trip to the shop. Yeah. You know, trip to get a pint of milk. That's 3.5 hours for them, right?
Yeah, if you want to get your milk, you've got to have 3.5 hours.
But in this country, it's 3/4 of the length of the country. And mind you, 3.5 hours in Germany, that's a big country. You could probably get from north to south of Germany in 3.5 hours because of the Autobahns.
I once took a 20-hour bus journey to Germany.
Did you?
For school, there was a school band trip. We went around Germany playing instruments.
One time in band club?
Yeah, well, this one time in band club.
Yeah. I've done quite a few 20-hour car trips plus, because I've driven to Poland a few times in one whole sitting, minus the ferry or the tunnel. It gets very uncomfortable and sweaty by the end. But 3.5 hours. Thank you for coming down with your Ultramarines. You got back into the game at 8th edition.
Yes.
So you're not going to make any 7th edition mistakes, because that's all a blind spot to you.
I mean, I won't make 7th edition mistakes, I'll just make 8th edition mistakes.
Excellent, I like it. A couple more shout outs. This battle mat brought to you by GameMat.eu. This is their Chem Zone battle mat, and this awesome Necropolis terrain is also from GameMat.eu. Big shout out to Matus and the boys, because GameMat do a lot to support many YouTube channels. They put on their own tournament, the Prague Open, and yeah, there's a lot of YouTubers out there that use their stuff because they are very generous in sending this stuff through to us. And I like this Necropolis stuff. I've got even more coming. So I paid for some, and there's some more stuff coming down so we can make it even denser terrain using this, because it's modular and you can set up in different ways. I quite like it. So GameMat.eu for the map, GameMat.eu for the scenery, DeploymentZone.tv for more Winter's SEO battle reports and our objective markers and dice and t-shirts and things like that. Thank you. Let's go and have a look at these armies. This is 1750 points worth of Tyranids from Hive Fleet Kraken, which means when we advance we roll 3d6 and pick the highest, and we can fall back and still charge. Going up against Ultramarines, they can fall back and shoot. I can fall back and charge. It might be a bit of a cat and mouse game going on here. Very, very interesting and classic as well. Very classic Ultramarines versus Tyranids. I like it. I've got a battalion and the one with all the heavies. So 3 characters down here. My Warlord, as ever, will be the Neurothrope. I've given him the Warlord trait Synaptic Linchpin, so the Synapse range goes out to 18 inches. Basically any Tyranids in Synapse, which is 12 inches from these guys, 12 inches from the Broodlord, 18 inches from the Hive Tyrant, because he has that ability naturally, but 18 inches from these guys. Any Tyranids within 18 inches don't have to take morale, so no running away from us. There's also instinctive behaviour and Shadow in the Warp. Shadow in the Warp won't come into effect because Heathage has not brought any librarians with him. The Broodlord has got Onslaught, because basically Broodlords and Genestealers can move, advance and charge. And I've given him the ability, the psychic abilities that he can chuck out, which allows another unit to charge after advancing, because that makes narrative sense to me. And for the Relic, I've given Chameleonic Mutation for my Winged Hive Tyrant with his 2 sets of monstrous scything talons. Chameleonic Mutation means it's -1 to hit him when you shoot him. So overcharging Hellblaster shooting him is not necessarily a good idea. 2 sets of monstrous scything talons means he gets an extra attack. That's 5 attacks hitting on 2s. So he's a bit of a beast. The Broodlord is a bit of a beast. The Neurothrope, not so much. They're all characters, but the Hive Tyrant's got more than 10 wounds, so he can be targeted. And I've given him Adrenal Glands, which means it's +1 for him to advance and charge. So if he drops in from Deep Strike 9 inches away, it'll be an 8-inch charge instead of a 9-inch charge. Talking about Adrenal Glands, for more Synapse goodness, I brought along a Trigon Prime. I don't normally bring Trigon Primes, just Trigons. But I needed more Synapse coverage, so I've only got 4 Synapse creatures here. I gave him Adrenal Glands as well, so when he pops up from underground, it's an 8-inch charge instead of a 9-inch charge. I would have preferred to bring just a Trigon because they're much, much cheaper. But as I said, Synapse. 2 units of 12 Genestealers scrabbling their way up the board. 2 units of Termagants, both big squads of 20 there. And the Ravenous haven't come out to play in a while, so 1 squad of 4, 2 squads of 3, and they've got Rending Claws and Scything Talons. They're fast, they move 12, but they've only got a 5-up save, so they fall apart like popcorn in a breeze. However, that's some speed, along with the Genestealers. It's speedy. Pyrophores, 25 points now after chapter approved. They're actually quite good. Basically, they've got 10-inch range heavy flamers, and they've got AP -3 attacks in close combat as well. And when you hit them and hurt them, they have a chance of doing mortal wounds back again because they've got volatile blood. So at 25 points each, I want to get some more. I brought a Tyrannofex with Acid Spray and Stinger Salvo. That's an auto-hitting weapon. That's a Primaris killer, so he's probably going to be target number 1 for all the long-range guns of the Ultramarines. And 2 Screamer Killers. They're Sporceless, so they're a natural -1 to hit as well. And they'll just bowl their way forward like wrecking balls. So quite a bit of speed with the Trigon and the Hive Tyrant popping up, and the Genestealers and the Ravenous. Quite a fast list, but not a lot of DACA. Essentially just the Pyrovores and the Acid Spray on the Tyrannofex. Essentially, I want to get up the table quick. I want to eat. I'm hungry. Someone's ringing the dinner bell. Let's go and have a look at what's on the menu today. Let's go and have a look at the Ultramarines. So meat's back on the menu, boys. Wrapped in steel cans, which I've got a prize open. You've got a battalion, and the one with all the elites in and the one with all the heavies in. That gives you 10 command points. Ultramarines chapter tactics are you can fall back and shoot at -1 to hit. And it doesn't apply to vehicles, but it does apply to everything with the infantry at Dreadnought keyword. So basically everything in your army can fall back and still fire at -1 to hit, which is nice. And they get +1 leadership. What am I looking at? Psychic, warlord traits, relics, things like that.
Right, so in the middle we've got Captain in Gravis armour.
You know, I had one of him. I don't have him anymore. He died horribly.
Oh, mine's... He's died once, but I don't know how. Basically, he got replaced by a captain that did well in a previous fight.
Okay.
So he's now the new captain to replace the one that failed me after dying to a Bloodthirster.
Okay.
I've given him a Santic Halo.
Yes.
So he can deny the Witched and, well, deny the Tyrannid.
Yes.
And has a 3-up invulnerable save. And I've also given him the Storm of Fire
Warlord trait. So any 6s to wound are an additional -1 AP. That is the best Warlord trait, let's face it, for the Space Marines. I like it. So he's a bit of a beefcake then with his 3-up invulnerable save and his denial. I like it. So 2 lieutenants with him?
2 lieutenants. They've both got bolt pistols and power swords.
Okay.
They're going to allow me my rerolls of 1 to wound, so
yep.
That's going to be useful. To the...
Chaplain Cassius. Yeah.
Chaplain Cassius, yep. He's got a. I'm not sure what the actual name is. I think it's Infernium or something. He's got a combi flamer bolter, basically.
Yeah.
And he allows me to re-roll all failed hit rolls in the fight phase.
He's a chaplain, so re-roll everything, and you can use his leadership. Plus, he's tough as well. He's a higher toughness, higher wounds, I think.
Also, if you kill a model in the fight phase within 6 inches of him, I get to roll a dice to see if that model that inflicted the wound takes a mortal wound on a 6.
Okay, cool. So as they go down screaming and battering stuff. I like it. You got Telion?
Telion, he's going to be sticking with my scouts.
With the scouts.
Because he has the ability to +1 to hit rolls of a single unit of scouts per shooting phase.
Okay, so more possibility of potentially getting mortal wounds with their sniper rifles. And you've got a missile launcher in there. 3 units of intercessors?
3 units of intercessors.
Or with just bolt rifles? Or
with just bolt rifles.
Nice.
An auxiliary grenade launcher per unit, because they're now getting for free.
Do they?
Yeah, it's not a single point anymore. They get free auxiliary grenade launchers.
I feel like that's something that I should know.
That was in chapter approved.
Yeah. Unit terminators. We've got some aggressors. Las Cannon missile launcher Dreadnought, which is the way to go. Is this a multi-melter flamer, dude?
Yes.
Yeah, that's charge up the table, dude. 2 units of Hellblasters. Have they got the standard assault plasma? The plasma incinerator.
Yeah, the standard plasma incinerator.
Yeah.
Just because I had some extra points, the squad on the left, the sergeant has a plasma pistol.
Okay.
I thought I'd just throw that in there.
Yep, sure. Devastators.
Devastators, 2 las cannons, heavy bolter, and plasma cannon. I've also got an armorium cherub.
Yep.
The sergeant has a grav pistol and chainsword.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Armorium cherub will let me reload one of the weapons,
yeah.
And basically I get to shoot again, and the sergeant gets to issue a +1 to hit for one of the models.
Yeah, with the Signum. Armorium cherub is a 1-use only thing, but you can fire a Hellfire Shower out of a heavy bolter with the stratagem, and then fire it again using the Armorium cherub. So a chance to do 2d3 mortal wounds. Very useful. I should bring Armorium cherubs in my Space Marines as well, but I don't. I'm very old school. So 1750, you say, on the nose?
I think so, yes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Of Ultramarines. I outnumber you about 3 to 1, but I know you've got quality over quantity, basically. Lots of HQs to dig my way through. Will these heroes defend this necropolis? Well, let's go on to deployment and find out. Right, we're deployed for this 1,750 point game of Cleanse and Capture. I've got 3 units in reserve, my Trigon Prime, the Winged Hive Tyrant, and 1 unit of 4 Raveners, so they can pop up anywhere in turn 2. And I was trying to use as much as the line of sight blocking terrain as I can. So the Gene Stealers and the Broodlord along with the Tranifex are on this side of the battle grid, because he's Synapse, and then the other Synapse is there, my Warlord, the Neurothrope, surrounded by 40 little bugs. And that means I've got Synapse all the way across the line. Now, some people had to sacrifice themselves and be in the middle of the firing arc. So I've put the Pyrovores down there, and the 2 Screamer Killers. They get deployed as 1 unit, but as soon as the game begins, they can split off into 2 different directions. And they've got a natural -1 to hit. And then the Raveners, 2 units of 3 Raveners deployed on this side of the battle grid. So spread out across the line. Still some stuff in reserve that I can drop in. Heathage has got the Terminators that can drop in. I'm concerned about this objective back here. Don't really want to hang back to try and claim objectives. So I'm hoping I don't really draw that one. And instead draw all the objectives that are down in Heathage's deployment zone. So he's got the Aggressors and some Hellblasters on the left flank, along with a Dreadnought, because Wisdom of the Ancients, is it Wisdom of the Ancients?
Wisdom of the Ancients, yeah.
That's the stratagem which allows you to re-roll hit rolls of 1. That's a good one, with some Hellblasters. And then the other squad of Hellblasters is on this flank, within 6 inches of that Dreadnought down there, for Wisdom of the Ancients on them. So lots of re-rolling hit rolls of 1. And then the Warlord, scouts at the back with their long-range sniper rifles. And the Warlord is down here. Here's your Warlord, right? The Garen Gravis armor. So basically, with those stratagems in place, potentially lots of re-rolls across the line, along with the lieutenants spread out, a unit of intercessors on the top, but a thin blue line defending against the Tyranid horde. Looking at the table and looking at what's facing him, it's going to be an uphill fight for these Ultramarines potentially. I'm not optimistic for you.
Oh.
This could be nasty. I'm moving really, really quickly, and in turn 1 I'm going to be in your lines very quickly. On the plus side, I don't have much shooting, so you should have 1 full turn of shooting at me and then a second full turn of shooting at me before I manage to get to your lines. However, it is a card game. It's all about these Maelstrom objectives and what we draw out. So I guess it's anyone's game. Right, now we need to roll off to see who goes first. Strangely enough, I managed to get my units down 1 unit before Heathage. So I get +1 to this dice roll, and I rolled a 6, so you can't beat it, but you need to steal, sir.
Right, the steal.
And you steal the initiative. The Ultramarines have the initiative. Interesting. Let's go on to the blue guys. Turn 1. Here are the orders from High Command for the Ultramarines. Take ground. Secure 4, secure 5. Big Game Hunter, annihilate the Tyrannofex. Right, the Ultramarines move forward cautiously into this necropolis. To get Big Game Hunter, kill something with a wounds characteristic of 10 or more. That is only the Tyrannofex over there. But the other 2 objectives were very, very generous. There's objective 5. There's objective 4. So you're on the 2 objectives that you need already. It seems like High Command knew what they were doing. Hellblasters and Dreadnought and Aggressors moving up here. We have the Captain and Lieutenant shuffling around to make sure that the bubble is happening here. And some shuffling along this flank. It looks like there's some Hellblasters in range. We got down and had a look. That Dreadnought can draw line of sight through the gap and hit the Tyrannofex. The missile launcher from the Scout Squad over here can draw line of sight onto the Tyrannofex. Alternatively, firepower could go down into the middle to try and clear away some of the swarm, which is about to come rumbling through this battle grid. Let's go on to the shooting phase. Opening up the shooting phase, 1 command point spent on Wisdom of the Ancients on the Dreadnought. So re-rolling hit rolls of 1 for everything with a chapter tactic within 6 inches of them, which includes the Hellblasters, and you're opening up with the Hellblasters, who are overcooking, firing at the Tyrannofex. 5 shots hitting on 3s and re-rolling 1s. There's no 1s there, but 4 hits get through. The guns become strength 8 versus toughness 8. Tyrannofexes are a big bug.
So 4's re-rolling 1s?
Yeah, because you move the Lieutenant round over there as well. Only 1 gets through. It's -4 AP, so I don't get a save, and 2 wounds get stripped off the Tyrannofex. Now the missile launcher is firing in. Can he get help from Telion as well?
Yes, the whole unit.
The whole unit? Brilliant. So the sniper weaponry is out of range, but the missile launcher is going to hit on a 2 then. Nice.
So 2's re-rolling 1s.
That's a hit. Target acquired. Strength 8 versus toughness 8.
So 4's re-rolling 1s because of the Lieutenant.
Yes.
And that hits.
Okay, -2 AP. I need a 5. That's a 3. That's a failed save. So D6 damage.
And
for 3 damage. Happy with that? So 9 wounds left on the Tyrannofex. Now the Dreadnought can fire through that gap there. Last cannon and missile launcher coming in. What are we firing first?
We're going to do the missile launcher.
Okay, 3s to hit.
3s.
That's a perfect hit.
And 4's re-rolling 1s.
Yep.
That's a wound.
That's a wound. -2, so 5 up. I failed the save. D6 damage. 4. Okay, the Tyrannofex is down to 5 wounds left. And now we've got the twin las cannon coming in for Big Game Hunter. 2 shots, hitting on 3s. And they both hit. Wounding on 3, strength 9. Only 1 wound gets through.
I'm going to re-roll that one.
Yeah, command point?
Yep.
Command point spent, re-rolling to wound.
That's a wound.
That's perfectly good. Okay, so they're -3. So I need 6s. You've got 5 to get through. I don't make any of them, so 2d6 damage, 5 wounds to get Big Game Hunter. Good luck. And that's 8 wounds. So that is Big Game Hunter, and the Tranifex does not go nuts when he dies. Right, after all the guns from this flank fall silent, the Devastators on the left flank open up, and after much debating, Heather just decided to put all the shots into one of the Carnifexes. You thought about tickling the Pyrovores first, but I don't think they're going to be in range, and even if 2 of them do manage to get in range, they shouldn't kill too much until next turn. But the Carnifexes, running down straight towards the battle grid towards you, they could be a problem. Who wants Carnifexes nomming their way through the lines? So, all the shots into one Carnifex?
All the shots into one Carnifex.
Are you sure?
I'm not going through this again.
Alright then, let's unload into one of the Carnifexes, firing a Signum with the last cannon?
Yeah, with one of the last cannons. So
yeah, so you would be hitting on 3s. It's -1 to hit because I'm a Screamer Killer. So, but back to 3s with the Signum.
So 3.
And you hit. And then a 4 up with the other last cannon. And that hits as well. Brilliant stuff. Okay, strength 9, toughness 7.
So 3s. So re-rolling ones because of lieutenants.
Yeah, you hit the lieutenant just there.
Oh,
okay.
And that doesn't
so only 1 gets through. I need a 6, which I don't get. D6 damage on the Carnifex. For 2. It has 6 wounds left. Now you've got a heavy bolter and a plasma cannon coming in. So which are we firing next, sir?
We'll do the plasma cannon.
Okay, D3 shots?
3 shots.
For 3, that's pretty good. Hitting on 4s.
4s.
I assume you're not overcooking.
No.
No, 1 hit. And strength 7, toughness 7, wounding on a 4. That doesn't wound. And now the heavy bolter. Hellfire shells or normal shells?
We'll go with normal for now.
Normal shells?
Normal shells for now.
Okay. 4s to hit. 2 hits. Strength 5, toughness 7, wounding on 5s. No wounds. So the Devastator squads unload into 1 Carnifex and take 2 wounds off of them. That could have been better.
I can still reload with the Armoring Cherub.
If you want to, yes.
If I reload the one that has the +1 to hit, it's hitting on a 3.
Yes.
So I'm going to do that.
Okay, Armorium Cherub spent. Ching. And now you're hitting on 3s with another last cannon. And it hits, and it wounds on a 3. And it wounds. I need a 6. I don't get a 6. D6 damage, 6 wounds to do. 5. The Carnifex is on 1 wound left. From the Devastators to the Dreadnought, trying to finish off this Carnifex. Now it moved, so it's multi-metal, it's hitting on a 4, and because it's firing at a stream of killer with Spore Cyst, you're hitting on 5s. So good luck.
Hits.
It hits. Strength 8, toughness 7.
So 3s.
And that's a wound, and it's -4 AP. I don't get a save. D6 damage. It's on 1 wound left. It's dead. After the Dreadnought cleared away that Carnifex, the Hellblasters behind couldn't draw a line of sight on the second Carnifex here. So the Hellblasters, along with the Intercessors that could reach out and touch, cleared away 7 of the Termagants in this squad. Some of the shots going into the Carnifex and doing no damage to the Carnifex. And that is the end of the Ultramarines shooting phase, clearing away one of the Carnifexes and the Tyrannofex. Should mention as well, we're using, should have said this at the start, the new Bolter Discipline Beta Raw. Want to see how this works out? What that means is you replace the rapid fire rule on the bolt rifles and the storm bolters for a new rule, which is you fire twice if you're under half range and twice if you stay still. But if you move forward, you're only firing once at full range and twice at half range. Basically, these guys are going to fire twice if they stand still and if they're within half range. So a pretty good display of firepower in turn 1. Disciplined bolt gun fire and the Hellblaster fire ricocheting into the Carnifex and the Tyrannofex, taking away some of my big bugs. And the Ultramarines score 3 points. They get first blood. They've secured objective 4 and 5. So it's 3 points to 0 as we go into Hive Fleet Krakens, turn 1. And here are the orders for the Hive Mind. Secure 1. Now I could get that with a good advance roll. Secure 5. That's the one the Ultramarines just secured deep in their lines. I'm not getting that. Overwhelming firepower. Shoot something with bullets. Well, I don't have any bullets, and I don't have much left that can shoot. So it looks like it's going to be an uphill struggle for Hive Fleet Kraken from the get-go. Here we are after the Tyranids movement phase. I think I said it was 3 points to 0 for the Ultramarines. It's 4 points to 0 because, of course, they scored both of their objectives and Big Game Hunter and First Blood. So 4-0. And right now, I'm scoring objective 1, advancing with the little bugs and the unit of Raveners to get onto it, and the Carnifex advancing forward as well. In fact, the little bugs back here also advancing forward. I need to get up the table. I'm not going to be able to score objective 5, and I'm certainly not going to be able to get overwhelming firepower. There's 5 there, because I don't have very many guns left. So everything advancing forward, with the exception of these Raveners here, because that's a 9-inch charge on that Dreadnought, which is probably not a bad idea. Probably a bad idea now I think about it. I thought maybe I could charge the Dreadnought and tie it up, but then I realised he's Ultramarines and he's got a Power Fist and will probably kill me. So I'm probably not going to charge. There's some Raveners there in case you want to take them out later. Just put that little present there. And then around this side, the Genestealers advancing all the way forward as far up the table as I can get them, and they are out of charge range. So there will be another fusillade of Holy Bolt rounds coming into Hive Fleet Kraken before this wave crashes against this cliff face of blue. But before we get there, we need to go into the Psychic phase. The Broodlord has Onslaught, which is no good to me. So the only thing he needs to cast is Smite. I am in Smite range of these Hellblasters, so let's Smite again like we did last summer, and that's an 8. So are we denying that one?
Not that one, no.
With your Sanctic Halo? No? Okay, D3 mortal wounds on the Hellblasters. And that's 2 mortal wounds. That's at least 1 Hellblaster fallen. Nice. And then coming across here to the Neurothrope, he has Catalyst and Smite, or she, or it. And you don't need a line of sight for Catalyst, so I'm going to cast Catalyst on the closest unit of Genestealers. I need a 6. And that's a fail, but I do get to reroll 1s because of the Neurothrope keyword thing. And that's still a fail. I really needed Catalyst on these Genestealers because then they'll have a 5-up ignore damage and they're going to get lit up. I could re-roll that one with a command point, and I need a 4 or more, but then you've got a Sanctic Halo and you could probably deny.
If it goes through, I will definitely try and deny that.
Thanks, so I won't re-roll it. Let's not re-roll it. And then Smite range, I think I'm out of range. Let's measure. Yes, I'm out of range. So that's it. Psychic power, Psychic phase is a bit of a bust, just killing 1 Hellblaster. So straight onto the shooting phase. The only thing that can shoot is the Carnifex. I might as well target these guys here. D6 shots for 6 shots, but it's an assault weapon. So currently I'm now hitting on 5s. And I hit twice. It is strength 7. I don't wound. And then the little bugs that were in range reached out and touched, but 5s to hit, 4s to wound, 3-up save, doing no damage whatsoever. I can't charge anywhere. That is the end of Hive Fleet Kraken's turn 1. A fast turn, a disappointing turn. I've killed a Hellblaster. So it's 4 points to the Ultramarines, only 1 point to Hive Fleet Kraken as we go into the Space Marines. Turn 2. Here are the orders for the Ultramarines, and they are good. Defend 1, defend 4, defend 5. Now I'm on 1, but 4 and 5 are those 2 objectives that the Ultramarines secured last turn. So after securing them, now they want to defend them. And if they hold them at the end of my turn, that'll be 2 points, 4 points, and they will race into the lead. Here we are after the Ultramarines movement phase, and to be honest, not a lot moved. There's objective 1, which they will not be securing, but there's a 5, which they're defending, and the Intercessors are staying still, so they can fire twice at maximum range. Or they are in rapid fire range of the Carnifex, or the Toma Gants that are right back there. There's objective 4, which they're defending as well. So if they hold on to these objectives by the end of my turn, it'll be 8 points to 1 if I don't get any other points. So Intercessors all staying still for the fire twice, bolted discipline. Hellblasters just chilling. Dreadnought is defending that objective with the Lieutenant and Telion and the Scouts in the backfield. In fact, the only thing that did move is Chaplain Cassius advanced around here. And we have Hellblasters and Dreadnought coming in to lend their way to fire, as well as all the Flamers from the aggressors. I don't think the Raveners will be long for this world. If the Ultramarines manage to pull this off, all the Raveners will be gone, a chunk of bugs, maybe the Carnifex as well, and maybe a chunk of my Genestealers. This could be painful. Let's go on to the shooting phase. Opening up the shooting phase, the Dreadnought, holding on to objective 4, is using Wisdom of the Ancients one more time and is picking on the Carnifex. So what do we find first? Missile launcher?
We'll do missile launcher.
Okay, 3s to hit, which is a 4 to hit, and that's a miss. And then twin las cannon hitting on 4s because of spore cysts, re-rolling nothing. They both hit. Strength 9, toughness 7, winning on 3s.
3s, re-rolling 1s.
They both wound. 2d6 to save. Sorry, 6s to save. I failed them both. 2d6 damage, 8 wounds to get through. The dead Carnifex already. After the Carnifex died, the scouts in the backfield, without any choice targets to fire at, fired at the termagants and killed a chunk of them. And now we have these intercessors up here, firing down at the squad of Genestealers. You stayed still, so you're firing twice. This is 10 shots coming in. Mind you, got a grenade launcher in there as well, right? So 8 shots coming in with the bolt rifles.
Yes.
And they are hitting on 3s, and they're re-rolling 1s because of Wisdom of the Ancients, and they're in range of the Dread. Nice. So 6 hits, and it's strength 4 versus toughness 4.
So 4s, re-rolling 1s because of Lieutenant.
And you only get 2 wounds through. I have a 5-up invulnerable save, and I make both of the saves. Finally made a save. And then there's this grenade launcher, which I don't know what it does. Right, yeah, it's firing a frag grenade in. So D6 shots for 5 shots, and you're going to be hitting on 3s. Re-rolling no 1s there, but it's strength 3, this, toughness 4, so winning on 5s. And re-rolling 1s because Lieutenant. 3 get through. 3 invulnerable saves, or 5 up as we dodge right and dodge left, and don't dodge any of them and explode in showers of alien filth. From Intercessor Squad number 1 to number 2 below the bridge, doing the same thing at the Genestealers. 3s to hit, and re-rolling 1s because of Wisdom of the Ancient.
That's 4 1s.
With the re-roll, that was 4 hits, wounding on 4s, and re-rolling 1s because of Lieutenant. Okay, 2 wounds get through, 2 5-ups. I make both of them, which is what I did last time.
It's going to be the repeat.
But it's the grenade that's going to sting, so D3 shots for 5 shots again. This is exactly what you got last time. Hitting on 3s. Strength 3, toughness 4, wounding on 5s. And we're on the 1. 2 wounds this time, 2 5-up invuns. See, you found my kryptonite, which is grenades. From this squad to this squad, same target with bolt with discipline, firing twice. Here are all the bolt rifles. And you're re-rolling 1s because the captain is stood right next to you. Nice. Full spread of hits there. Wounding on 4s. You're going to get more than 2 wounds this time. And is there a lieutenant nearby? There is a lieutenant right nearby.
But no 1s.
No 1s. Okay, so 5 up invulnerable saves. And I fail 4 of them. Then the grenade fired in, and there is only 1 Genestealer left in that front squad. That was painful, losing 11 to Intercessor fire. Now we're over here. The aggressors are going to toast the Raveners. 6d6 auto hits with their flamers. 29 hits, wounding on 4s. I think the bugs are going to get lit on fire. 15 wounds got through. Now Raveners, they only have a 5-up save. 3 wounds each though. 1 minute. Yeah, one of them lives on 2 wounds left. Wow. The ranks are getting thinned away, and now we have the Devastators up on this terrain, firing down, plunging fire into the Pyrovores. So what are we firing first, sir?
We'll do the las cannons.
Okay.
So
3s to hit. They both hit, and 2s to wound. Strength 9 versus toughness 4. They both wound. It's AP minus 3. I have a 4-up save. No save. D6 on the first one. Puts 2 wounds on him. And D6 on the second las cannon shot. Kills a Pyrovore because they have 4 wounds each. When they die, they can explode, but it only hurts enemy units. So it doesn't hurt any of my friendlies. Next up, heavy bolter or plasma cannon, or
do plasma cannon.
Yep.
So D3 shots, 1 shot.
Yep.
In on 3s.
Nice. Wounding on a 3. And no, doesn't wound. And then the heavy bolter. You said the Signamors on the heavy bolter, right?
Yep.
Okay. 2s to hit with heavy bolter. And 3s to wound with heavy bolter. Strength 5, toughness 4. 2 wounds at -1, which means I get 2 5-up saves. and one of the Paravors takes a wound. From the Devastators across to the Hellblasters. Now, the one furthest away from us there, he is closest to the Broodlord. So you said you're going to overcook?
Yes.
Keep your finger on the trigger and try and take out the Broodlord. The one in the middle is firing at the last remaining Genestealers, and the two on this side can see the Pyrovore. So splitting fire all over the place. Where are we starting first, sir?
We're going to do with the overcharging,
okay.
The overcook. Let's cook this bug.
You hit. Strength 8, toughness 5.
So freeze.
And it wounds. I have a 5 up and bun, which I failed. Does 2 damage. I think he's got 4 wounds left. Then the single shot into this Genestealer.
So hit on freeze. Reroll the 1 because of
wisdom.
Oh no, it doesn't matter.
He lives. And then 2 shots into the Pyrovores down here.
So they will
3's to hit.
Hit and freeze.
Nice. And 3's to wound. And I don't get a save. One of them took a wound, and it's down to 1 wound left because they have 4 wounds each. So splitting fire everywhere. Didn't kill anything, but you have tickled the Broodlord. Right, from those Hellblasters across to this flank, the Dreadnought is going to put all of his guns into a poor little Ravener. Did move though, so the Melter is hitting on a 4. Maybe you'll miss.
No.
No, you won't miss. You'll win him on a 2. You don't wound him.
Oh.
So you're going to have to do 4 Stormbolter shots because it's rapid fire 2. You're a vehicle, so you fire twice. 3's to hit and 4's to wound. No wounds. So a Dreadnought fails to kill a Ravener. What are you going to do with the Hellblasters then? I think he's going to have no problem engaging them in close combat. You could fire at... I don't know. Hellblaster's the last thing left to fire because Cassius advanced and all the lieutenants and captains have pistols and things and they're all out of range. So Hellblasters.
The Hell... It is a bit tricky because the Dreadnought could take on that, but there is still the risk of him just running in and then... Whiffing.
Yes.
But the Hellblasters can still get them down enough for combat to be quite effective.
Yes.
So yeah, the Hellblasters will shoot into them, those 3 on the right.
Okay. So that's 10 shots coming in hot. I'm assuming you're not overcooking.
No.
Because there's no rerolls right now. You could overcook if you want to. Keep your finger on the trigger.
Oh. I mean, as much as I want fried bug,
yes,
I don't think it's worth it right now. I'll go for lightly fried.
You don't want fried Space Marines. 3's to hit.
There we go. So hit on freeze. See.
Oh, see, that's good because potentially you could have lost a couple. How many hits you get through? 4. Only 4 out of 10 shots. That's not good. 3's to wound. Strength 7, toughness 4. I won't get a save though. What was that one?
That's a 2.
So 3 get through. They have 3 wounds each. The Hellblasters take out 1 Ravener. And that's the end of the shooting phase. And Carnifex is dead. A lot of Genestealers dead. When we look across the lines, I've got a couple of Raveners, some little screen in the middle, 2 Pyrovores, and I haven't got a lot left. The firepower of the Ultramarines so far has been overwhelming. And now we have a Dreadnought charging the Raveners. And the Dreadnoughts engage the Raveners and it hits on 3. You missed. You missed everything.
I knew this was going to happen. This is why I shot the Hellblasters into them.
Okay. I'm gonna hit you back. I didn't expect any to be alive after getting unloaded on by Hellblasters charged by a Dreadnought. They should be dead. But let's hit you back. Raveners have 4 attacks each. I hit you with the Rending Claws. I hit on 3s. And I managed to get 5 hits through. I am strength 4, minus 1 AP. But those are minus 4 AP at strength, at 6's to wound and minus 4 AP. So I do 2 damage on the Dreadnought, which he doesn't get a save against. And with the Dreadnought whiffing, finally some luck went my way. There is no morale test to take for any of the Tyranids because I am in Synapse range. But that is the end of Ultramarines turn 2. They score no points, but they are defending these 2 objectives over here. So it's still 4 points to the Ultramarines, 1 point for the Tyranids. Let's go on to Tyranids turn 2. Right, here are the Tyranid objectives in turn 2. Now, I got rid of secure objective 5 last turn. I've got defend 1, defend 4 and overwhelming firepower. Overwhelming firepower is going to be really hard to get because I don't have very many guns left. Defend 1 is the objective that I managed to score last turn, which is a bit weird. And defend 4, well, we both have that in our hand right now. Clearly objective 4 is a very critical location. It's 4 points to 1, and here we are after Hive Fleet Kraken's movement phase, and this is an all or nothing charge. This will make or break the game. So I am defending objective 1. If I hold on to that until the end of my turn, then that'll be 2 points. But you're holding on to a couple of objectives for worth 4 points. So what I've done is I need to try and shift you off objective 5. The Pyrovores advance, so they won't be charging unless I get Onslaught off. The Lone Ravener that was here has come round as well. These bugs didn't advance. The Genestealer did advance, but he can advance and charge. So after shooting in Psychicness, there's going to be a bit of pain coming into these intercessors here. Maybe shift you off that objective. Stop you getting 2 points. And of course you're on this objective, that back here, which you're defending, and I need to get to as well. So I've dropped in the Trigon Prime and the Winged Hive Tyrant. Remember, they've both got adrenal glands, so that'll be an 8-inch charge in on that Dreadnought. Potentially kill it, stop him defending it, and then I start defending it. So that is my plan, to stop you running away with the points. Now, actually killing stuff, hopefully kill a Dreadnought and some intercessors. But actually killing more than that, well, the Genestealers need to make a charge. The Broodlord, I wanted to advance all the way over here, so the Smite would hit this unit of intercessors, but as it is, it didn't roll high enough, despite 3d6 for Kraken, so he's on that side, and his Smite will hit those intercessors. And I won't be touching the Hellblasters really, or the Devastators. I broke out of combat here with these Raveners to come round into these Hellblasters. But the Dreadnought is going to be largely untouched. The Aggressors are going to be largely untouched, except for the Smite that's about to come in through the Neurothrope. I should be able to engage most of the Ultramarines' forces, but leave the big shooting guns, which might not be the best option. However, I need to stop the Ultramarines taking board control, achieving their orders after orders after orders, and running away with this game. Let's not forget as well, there's still some Terminators in the Teleportarium that can hum onto the battlefield in a flicker of teleport flare at some point. So I kept the 4 Raveners in reserve as well, because I don't know where those Terminators are going to pop up. Essentially, everything needs to happen this turn. My psychic powers need to work. My charges need to get off. Otherwise, I haven't got much left. So, a critical turn. Let's go on to the psychic phase. Right, starting with the Neurothrope, casting Smite. It's going to hit the Aggressors. That passes. I only get a 5. You can try and deny that if you want to. Or you can hold your Santic Halo in your pocket for another psychic power.
I will hold it for now.
Okay, D3 mortal wounds on the Aggressors. For 3. That kills 1.5. Right, next up, let's try and put cattle... See, all you have to do is stand still, and then you're firing. Instead of 6d6 flamers, there'll be 8d6 flamers coming into them. And they will go bye-bye. So I really want to put Catalyst on the Genestealers. But I could just put, mind you, the Neurothrope is holding that one as well. So do I put Catalyst on the little bugs to try and keep them alive? Or do I put them on the Genestealers? No, go with my gut. Put Catalyst on the little bugs. I need a 6. That's an 8. They have a 5-up feel no pain. Would you like to try and deny that one?
Let's try and deny that one.
Okay, you need a 9 to beat it.
And I don't.
And you don't beat it. So I've got Catalyst on the little bugs. Across to the Broodlord. He has Onslaught, which I need to put on the Pyrovores. This is a 6. I get it off. So the Pyrovores will be able to charge even though advanced. I forgot to do rapid regeneration at the end of Moon Base. May you allow me to do it,
yes.
Sir? Thank you. It costs 2 command points. I want to put it on the Broodlord. He'll recover 2. He'll recover D3 wounds on him. So 3. He's back up to full strength basically. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Right, across to the Hive Tyrant. He can cast 2 powers. I'm going to put Horror on the Hellblasters. Don't need line of sight, but I do need a 6. And that's a pass. That means the Hellblasters are going to be -1 when they shoot. And the Hive Tyrant also has Catalyst, which I've already cast. So I'm going to Smite is going to hit your Dread. This is a 6 now to cast. And that's the pass on the Dreadnought. D3 mortal wounds on the Dreadnought. For 2. Okay, so the psychic phase is kind of working. Now I need everything I can. So I'm spending a command point on Power of the Hive Mind. The Broodlord's going to cast an additional psychic power. It's going to cast Smite. It's going to hit these guys, but I need a 7. That's a pass. That's a 9. It will do D3 mortal wounds on this squad of intercessors for 1. Okay, so all the psychic powers that I wanted to get off got off. So part 1 is working. Now we're on to part 2. The Pyrovores are going to flame on against these intercessors here. They did advance, but it's assault weapons. So 2 D6 shots. 5 shots, that could have been better. They are strength 5 heavy flamers, essentially. So I'm winning on 3s, and I get 3 wounds through into this squad at -1, sir. So
4s?
Yep. Oh, I killed an intercessor. Wow. Then the Termagants reached out and shot the squad in front and the squad at the back that advanced with their assault weapons, and I've tickled 1 more of the intercessor, and that's all the firepower in the middle. 1 and a bit intercessor injured. Now we're going over here to the Trigon Prime, firing its bioelectric pulse with containment spines in at the scouts. I've got 12 shots, I'm hitting on 4s. That was 4 hits out of 12. That's not statistically average. Here's strength 5. I wound once. You don't have camo cloaks, it's just a 4-up save on your scouts.
And I made that.
And make it, so I wasted everyone's time there. That's the end of my shooting phase. Now we're going to need to do some charges. So, right, let's start over here. Let's try and charge a Winged Hive Tyrant into your Dreadnought. We'll do the Overwatch on camera because you could kill him. It's 6s to hit.
Right.
Do you want to spend Wisdom of the Ancients while you're at it? Because you can end this phase if you want to. 6s to hit, re-roll on 1s, or just go for 6s to hit.
We'll just go with 6s then.
Okay, 2 las cannons coming in hot, hitting on 6s. Nope, and a missile launcher?
Missile launcher?
No, right. It's a 9-inch charge, +1 because of adrenal glands. I really need this to get off. So an 8-inch charge on the Hive Tyrant. That didn't work. If I command point re-roll that, that's a 50-50 chance.
I think you definitely need it.
Well, then there's the Trigon. See, the Trigon Prime is better at killing. So here's on 2s. 1 minute. No, not re-rolling that charge because the Trigon Prime is probably better at killing the Dreadnought. So, charging with the Trigon Prime. You can Overwatch again. Las cannons.
1 hit.
Nice. Wounding on a 3. Wounds. I need a 6. I get a 6. And the missile launcher comes flying in as well.
There we go. That's a 2.
That's a 2. So yeah, the Hive Tyrant, you see, is strength 6 when he goes in, and your toughness 7. So I'm winning on 5s, whereas this guy has got many, many attacks. If he gets in, 8. Oh yes, we are in. Right, after the Trigon Prime managed to engage in close combat, then we came round here. The Pyrovores ate the Overwatch, and managed to get in combat with the Intercessors. Then the Lone Genestealer got in there as well after shutting down the Overwatch and the Ravner. Didn't charge in with the Little Bugs because there really is no point. And then we did Overwatch with this squad of Intercessors into the Genestealers over here. You killed 2. How rude. And then I charge in. I need a 5. I'm in. Phew. This is hand in heart, heart in mouth.
This is where it turns.
This is where this is make or break stuff. So when the Genestealers made the charge, I kept the tail out like that because while they're within 6-inch range with Broodlord, they hit on 2s. And I know it's a bit gamey, but I need all the help I can get at this stage. And then the 3rd, 4th, 5th combat was met over here. The Raveners charged into the Hellblasters. Didn't take any wounds on Overwatch. I put them over this side, keeping away from Cassius for heroic intervention, which is the same thing that I did with the Ravener over here, keeping away from heroic intervention. So, multiple charges across the line, 2 squads of Intercessors, some Hellblasters, and a Dreadnought in the backfield, and very aware that you've got 7 command points and can easily interrupt. I need to stop you defending this objective, and that Dreadnought can hurt that Trigon quite considerably. So let's fight back here first of all. So the Trigon Prime has multiple pairs of massive scything talons, so it has 7 attacks and it hits on 3s. And that's 4 hits. 1 minute, I re-roll hit rolls of 1, I got 1-1. 5 hits, brilliant. Okay, strength 7 versus toughness 7. I need 4s. This is the tricky part.
I'll do it.
No, only 1 gets through. I need you dead. I need you to stop defending. Mind you, I've stopped you defending that right now, but you can hurt me. Yep, let's re-roll one of these. Yes, 2 get through. That's -3. So 2 6-up saves on your honoured brother to try and keep him alive. You fail them both. And this does 2d6 damage. 6 wounds to do. Dead Dreadnought. Does he go kabloom on a 6?
On a 6, yep. And he doesn't.
He doesn't go kabooey. After killing the Dreadnought, I consolidated closer to the enemy units, but not close enough to get them engaged in close combat. I've stopped you defending that one. I've started to defend it myself. So I'm quite pleased with that. Then you're paying 2 command points interrupt. And you've decided to interrupt with the Raveners into the Hellblasters. So this is 11 attacks. Hitting on 3s and re-rolling the hit. Because Cassius is yelling in their ear and you do what Cassius says. That was many misses.
That was very needed.
Here's the re-rolls. That's much better. See what yelling by Cassius can do? It means everything hit. Strength 4 versus toughness 4. They only have a 5-up save. This could be painful.
4s.
That's pretty good.
Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. That is very good. That's 9 wounds.
9 5-up saves.
One here, sorry.
Wow, you kill them. Perfect interruption. The Hellblasters step forward, catch the Raveners wrong-footed, and wipe them out before they get to swing. Yeah, just discussing off camera there, that's also very important because the Hellblasters now don't need to fall back and shoot at -1. When they fall back, they don't even need to fall back, they can blast away with their guns. Right, going across to the Pyrovores. After saying that these guys are good in close combat, I take it back, they're not very good. They've only got 2 attacks each and they hit on 4s. But 3 of them hit, not bad. Strength user, they're acid Moors. Strength 5, so a wound on 3s. 3 wounds at -3, 1 damage each. And remember, one of those intercessors is on 1 wound.
So 6s. 2, 3 and 3, so 1.5 died.
Brilliant.
Well,
I take back my take back. Pyrovores are awesome in close combat. Then after they fought, they will consolidate. Then I'll pick another charging unit, the Genestealers, to pile in 3. And then he will swing away. He has 3 attacks. He hits on 3s with his rending claws. He's strength 4. So you'll wound on 4s. And that's at -4, so you don't get a save.
Okay.
Now the Ravener with his rending claws. He has 4 attacks, 3s to hit. And he's strength 4. 1 at -1, sir. So 1 4-up save.
4, come on.
Oh, you make a save. Okay. So you lost 3 in that squad, even if you roll a 6 for morale. They're not running away. You will get to defend that objective. Because you've got 2 troops there, and I've got 1. If I'd have killed 1 guy, if he hadn't held on there with that 1 wound, you'd have lost that defense objective.
The Emperor protects.
He does indeed.
In this case.
Maybe not in this case.
Yeah, this is where the Emperor's just decided that, you know, sacrifices have to be made.
8 Genestealers. If the squad numbers 10 or more models, and there's just 10 left, they have 4 attacks each. So 8 Genestealers times 4 is many attacks, hitting on 2s. Right, 32 attacks, hitting on 2s. I like throwing that number of dice. What happened there?
You missed 1 attack.
Just 1. 31 hits, wounding on 4s, and 6s are AP -4. Right, the Emperor does protect because after 31 hits, I only got 13 wounds through at -1, and no 6s whatsoever. So, yeah.
Here we go.
13 4-up saves.
Ooh, okay.
I think you're okay.
That's 1 dead because there was on 1 wound.
Right.
That's a second 1 dead, and that's on half a wound.
Really?
That's it.
So that could have been a lot worse. And that was all the charging units. So the Ultramarines fought back, killing 1 Genestealer in this squad, and hurting the Ravener by objective 5. And that's it. No more combats for the Ultramarines. The Hellblasters killing away the Dreadnought on the left, the Dreadnought on the right dying. And no morale tests to take for these brave sons of Ultramar. And at the end of that turn, no points for Hive Fleet Kraken. I didn't kill anything in the shooting phase, but I am now defending this objective here and defending objective 1 over here. So it's 4 points to 1. But you control objective 5, you've defended objective 5. So it's 6 points to 1 in favour of the Ultramarines after 2 turns with the Tyranids, which tend to do very well in Maelstrom games. Only getting 1 point is a little bit of a sting.
You'll come back.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I hope so too. If I hold on to these 2 objectives, it will be 5 points to 6 at the end of my turn, at the end of your turn. But who knows what orders are going to come down from High Command for the Ultramarines. Let's find out in turn 3. Here are the Ultramarine orders. They still want to take ground and hold on to this necropolis. Defend 4 they can't do. They were shoved off of it. But mission critical objective, secure objective number 2, they can do. That's in the Tyranid lines. And supremacy, take any 3 objectives for D3 points. This is a very interesting draw. Here we are after the Ultramarines movement phase. I was defending objective 4, but I forgot about the scouts. They're troops. So they have dropped down. And I'm no longer defending objective 4. You're within 3 inches of it. You're defending objective 4. It does mean that you're big bug fodder next turn, but let's face it, they would have been big bug fodder next turn anyway. Stops me getting the 2 points. And you need to control 3 objectives. And there's 1 there. And where's the other one that you're on?
Oh yeah, back here, Terminators.
Terminator's teleporting in onto objective 2, which is also one of the ones that you need to secure. So there's an automatic point there. Plus you're on 3 objectives. That will be D3 points for supremacy. This is the mission critical objectives, and the veterans of the first company heed the call. Brilliant stuff. In the meantime, the captain and lieutenant are making their way forward to my warlord, along with Cassius, along with the Dreadnought, and along with the aggressors that stayed still so that they can flame on twice. There is going to be Flamer and Dreadnought and Plasma and Death coming into this squad here, and my Warlord. So potentially I slay the Warlord. At the end of this, not only should Heathage get a chunk of points, but he should cut the head off the snake, and if he clears these away, my footprint will be that corner of the battle grid. And it will be a long way back for me. I will still have Gene Stealers and the Hive Tyrants and Trigon Primes and Brood Lords, but that's before we even consider the shots from the Hellblasters and the Devastators as well. So some great tactical repositioning. The Intercessors falling back out of combat, of course, because they're Ultramarines. They can fall back and still fire, hitting on 1s. So the last turn for the Tyranids was critical. This turn for the Ultramarines might be the turn that they gain an unassailable lead. Let's go on to the shooting phase. So opening up the shooting phase, aggressors standing still can fire twice. That's 8 D6 flamers hitting the little bugs. This number of shots. Please roll low. Please, that's not low.
10. Another 10, so 20.
34.
34.
Okay, let's cook some bugs. 34 hits, wounding on 3s.
No 3s.
The flamers of the aggressors cause 25 wounds. I need 6s. And then 5 up catalyst saves. Leaving 6 termagants left. Then the Terminators are going to unload with the new Bolter Discipline. They have 4 shots each. So 20 shots coming in. They cause 10 wounds, so I need 6s. And then 5s for Catalyst. And all of the bugs are dead. That leaves my Warlord, the synaptic linchpin of Hive Fleet Kraken, exposed. And now Cassius is firing both parts of his combi weapon into the Neurothrope. What are we doing first?
We're going to do the bolt gun.
Okay, force to hit because you're firing both. Both hits. He knows what he's doing. Force to wound. And he doesn't wound. But D6 shots with the Flamer. Wash him in flame. 5 hits. These will wound on 4s. And 3 of them wound. And I have 3 up invulnerable saves. And he takes the first wound off the Neurothrope. So let's face it, the Neurothrope is on fire. This part of the necropolis is just one big conflagration. And then the wisdom of the ancients one more time on this dreadnought, bellowing out instructions from thousands of years of conflict. He's now firing his melter in at the Neurothrope. He moved, so he's hitting on a 4. Oh, these are the Storm Bolters. Yep,
yes,
cool.
Storm Bolters.
3s to hit. Everything hit. 4s to wound. 3 wounds. 3 invulnerable saves. There's 2 more wounds off the Neurothrope. It's down to 2 left. And then the melter lashes out, hits on a 4. And wounds on a 2. And wounds. Okay. 3 up invuln. I make the save, which means you're going to have to uncork the Hellblasters on them. Are you overcooking it?
This overcharge it.
Oh yes. Okay, so let's do 2, then 2, then 2, then 2, because someone might die. So the first shot.
First one.
Hits twice. Second one. Hits once. Number 3. Nice. Number 4. Nice. And number 5. No 1 so far.
This is where I like your dice coming with 2s.
There's a 1.
Oh, that's a dead one.
Reroll the 1. Wisdom of the Ancients.
Oh, yes.
See, there's a 2. Okay, so how many hits do you get through in the end?
That is 6 hits.
6 hits. Strength 8 now. Toughness 4. Wounding on 2s. And each of these does 2 wounds. And I have 2 wounds left. So I have 3 up invulnerable saves. And if I fail any of these, it is Slay the Warlord. And I failed 2. So it took everything from here to burn away all the bugs and my Warlord, but you managed to do it. Brilliant stuff. Then we came across to the Captain and Lieutenant that fired down into these little bugs, killing 1. Now we're up to the Devastators. The Las Cannon and Plasma Cannons are thumping down into the Pyrophores, Heavy Bolters into the Termagants. And I thought I'd do it off camera because I thought they were all dead, and then what happened?
They're not dead. They're not even wounded.
You killed a Termagant.
Oh yeah, that's it.
So many 1s rolled. So they're still alive, but there's still many more shots that you can throw in. Where are we going next to, sir?
Right, we'll do Lieutenant into this one.
Into the Gene Stealer?
Yes, see if
okay, he's got a pistol. Let's see if he can hit.
3.
He can hit. You hit something this time, well done.
Oh, thank you. I sharpened my aim after that.
It doesn't wound though.
Oh.
The intercessors that fell back? Or...
the 2 intercessors,
yes.
These guys, they will try and hit him.
Okay, into the Ravener.
Yeah.
Forced to hit because you fell back in your Ultramarines. Nice. 2 hits. And you're wounding on 4s. Rerolling 1s because the Lieutenant right nearby. You get a wound through. It's -1. 5 up becomes a 6 up. I fail the save. The Ravener had 1 wound left. He dies. Across to the next unit of intercessors that fell back. Is the grenade thingy bob still in there, or is this just rifles?
Just rifles.
Just rifles. 6 shots, hitting on 4s. And everything hit.
Whoa.
Whoa. They got charged by the Gene Stealers. They managed to survive that flurry of claws, have stepped back, and a wound on 4s. And they reroll 1s because they're right next to the Lieutenant. And 3 of them managed to get through. I have 3 5 up lightning reflex saves. They take down 2 Gene Stealers. And the plunging fire from the bridge, along with sniper weaponry from Talion and his squad in the backfield, kill a chunk more Gene Stealers off. There are only 5 left here. And then also from the scout squad, Heathage fired a flak missile back over his shoulder into my hive tyrant, which hit and wounded and did D3 mortal wounds on my hive tyrant. So the Tyrant getting injured, the Gene Stealers getting injured. Now we have the Hellblasters. You're picking on the Trigon Prime, but not overcharging because you -1 to hit.
-1 to hit, so 1s and 2s would kill.
But you're rapid firing with 8 times, hitting on 4s.
4s.
3 hits, strength 7, toughness 6. And that's 2 wounds. And that is the end of the Ultramarines shooting phase, clearing out big chunks in the middle, slaying the Warlord, hurting the monstrosities in the backfield. And it's not over yet. We've got charges coming up. The Captain and Lieutenant are going to wet their blades. Fearful of the overwatch from the Pyrovores, they charge into the Termagants and then cut them down ruthlessly. And that is the end of turn 3 for the Ultramarines. Yes, High Fleet Kraken smashed against their lines, but boy did the boys in blue push back and push back hard. I was defending Objective 4, but now you're defending Objective 4, so it was 6 points to 1, and I don't get any points for that whatsoever. You do get the mission critical objective over here, So that's 7 points to 1. You stop me defending this one. You slay my warlord, 8 points to 1, and you get D3 points for supremacy. So if you want to roll a dice...
I just feel bad.
It ain't over yet. I'm going to table you. That's what's going to happen. 2 more. It's 10 points to 1 in favour of the Ultramarines. Let's go to Tyranids, turn 4. Right, I've still got defend 4. Defend 1 in my hand. That's still worth 4 points. That's a 4-point swing. And master the warp. If I get 3 psychic powers off, that's D3 points. What I'm saying is, there's a chance. Okay, it's turn 3 for the Tyranids, and I've got a very small footprint left. Thank you for reminding me about the Raveners. The last unit of Raveners popping up over here. No real good places to put them, but there is an objective there which might come up in later game turns. I could put them back here in case these objectives come up in later game turns, but right now the Terminators are not in the game, and I don't really want to bring them back into the game and just feed them some Raveners. So they're there just in case I might need them, hidden from the Hell Blasters and the Dreadnought and Cassius and all of that sort of malarkey. And I'm back to defending Objective 4. Now, if I get Objective 4, that's 2 points, and if I get 3 spells off, that would be D3 points. I could potentially get 5 points at the end of the Ultramarines' turn, making it only 4 points in it. So what I did was, Pyrovores and Last Genestealer are going to go in against these Intercessors here. The Broodlord is going to go against these Intercessors here after advancing forward. They can advance and charge. The Genestealers that were where the Broodlord was have hopped up and over and have got behind the wall. I know it's a bit gamey, but the Hellblasters won't be able to fire Overwatch at them. And it's actually quite narrative as well. They've snuck around behind them, and then they can charge and leap down at them and try and rip them limb from limb. And then I need to smite and kill my way through a bunch of scouts. So first up, rapid regeneration, 2 command points on the Hive Tyrant. I get a wound back. Right, starting off the psychic phase, the Hive Tyrant is going to horrify the Hellblasters just in case they survive the assault from the Genestealers lurking behind them. I need a 6. I get a 7. Would you like to try and deny, or you wait for something else?
I'll try and deny it.
Try and deny it? Okay, you need to beat a 7 with your Sanctic Halo, and you do. You do. You stop the horrification. Good stuff. Okay, let's put Catalyst on the Trigon Prime. That passes. So he'll have a 5-up ignore wounds. Let's smite with the Broodlord into these Intercessors here. That passes just, and you can't deny it. D3 mortal wounds on the Intercessors for 3, and one of them was already on a wound. But that's only 2 spells. I need 3 for D3 points for Master of the Warp. So spending another command point on the Power of the Hive Mind. And I'm going to try and smite these scouts. And that passes. I needed a 6. I got a 6. More importantly, D3 points for Master of the Warp. Phew. D3 wounds, mortal wounds on the scouts. For 1. Right, that's the end of the psychic phase. The power of the Hive Mind cannot be denied. Now let's flame on with these Pyrovores into these 2 Intercessors here. Number of auto hits is 5. Strength 5 is 3 wounds at -1, sir. So 3 4-up saves. You fail 1. One of them was on 1 wound, and one of them goes bye-bye. Now the only other shooting attack I have is the Bioelectric Pulse with Containment Spines from the Trigon Prime. No point in putting them into the scouts because they should die. So let's fire back at that lone Intercessor Sergeant there, and that'll free up the Broodlord to charge the Lieutenant or something. But he hits on 4s. 7 hits at strength 5, and that's 5 wounds. No AP though. 5 3-up saves on your Sergeant. And he dies.
Dead.
Right, considering the assets that I have, that was about as successful as a psychic phase as I could have hoped for. Now we're going to charge. The scouts are going to get charged by 2 monstrosities here. The Pyrovores and the Genestealer are going to go into the last Intercessor. The Broodlord is going to try and engage this Lieutenant. And that's a 5-inch charge. He will be in. And the Genestealers are going to jump up and over the wall as well. We'll get back to you after we've done some Overwatch. Right, all the charges were successful. No damage done in Overwatch. I've done a little bit cheeky thing with the Broodlord. I got a 10-inch charge on the Genestealers, so they came up and over, and I made sure the tail end of one of them was within 6 inches of the Broodlord. So the Broodlord can buff them, and they'll be hitting on 2s. So let's start with the Genestealers. It's 5 left, so there's 15 attacks hitting on 2s because of the Broodlord. See, I hit every time, but last time I couldn't wound. I couldn't get any 6s. Let's see if any of these wounds come through. 4s to wound and 6s are AP minus a lot. So that was 1 at AP minus 4 and 7 at AP minus 1. So 7 4-up saves.
Oh.
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 So is that 6 wounds in total with the 6 that gets through?
Yes.
So 3 of the Hellblasters get nommed. Right, then I've piled in with the Genestealers, and you're paying to interrupt. This Hero Sergeant is stepping forward to try and take out this Genestealer. He has 3 attacks. He hits on 3s. And he hits twice. It's not bad. He wounds on 4s. And he wounds twice. Can he take this Genestealer down? Yes, he can. So the Pyrovore Seeking Vengeance will hit on 4s. And miss everything. So that Hero Sergeant will survive and still hold on to that objective there. Not that anyone needs to score it right now, but what a brave, hearty soul. So from the Pyrovores onto the Broodlord versus the Lieutenant. The Broodlord has 6 attacks and he hits on 2s. And he only misses, he only hits 4 times, missing twice. He's strength 5, so he's winning on 3s, and they re-roll all failed wounds. Right, what happens is, at 6, that's AP minus 6, flat 3 damage. These are AP minus something. Yeah, AP minus 3, D3 damage a time. We need to make 3 6s basically.
3 6s, let's go. Oh.
No, that's 3D3. So, whoa, that Broodlord did 11 damage to that Lieutenant. And just completely, yeah, he's been torn apart. Now we're going to go on to the Trigon Prime and the Hive Tyrant. I don't think they are long for this world. The Scouts die. I've started to defend Objective 4 one more time, and then the Hellblaster Sergeant steps up and kills a Genestealer. And that is the end of Tyranids turn 3. And that was pretty bloody. So we have Telion back here, a Hellblaster, a Intercessor, and some Devastators. Your footprint in this corner is very big. And it's 10 points to 1, but I do get D3 points for Master of the Warp, and I am defending that over there. Looking for really, really big money here. That's big money. It's 10 points to 4. Is there a way back into it for the Tyranids? Let's go on to Ultramarines, turn 4. Here are the orders for the Ultramarines. Psychological warfare, make them fail a morale test, the Tyranids. That's going to be tricky. Defend Objective 4 is going to be super tricky because there's big bugs back there. Witch Hunter, take out the Broodlord or the Hive Tyrant. So it's 10 points to 4, and virtually impossible for the Ultramarines to get psychological warfare, and they can't defend Objective 4 this turn. The only thing they could do, potentially, is Witch Hunter, kill the Broodlord or kill the Hive Tyrant. So I'm still in the running, and the Terminators are essentially out of the fight. Even if they started moving forward, they wouldn't be in range to start shooting at the Pyrovores, so they're staying back here, close to these 2 objectives, just in case one of them pops up in turn 5. And let's not forget, they are line breaking. So that is an extra point when the game ends. Meanwhile, the Dreadnought and Cassius and the Hellblasters move round. The aggressors advance forward. They've got assault weaponry. They can flame the Flamers, the Pyrovores. The Captain and Lieutenant are moving in to try and take on the Broodlord as well. Devastators, they can all see the Winged Hive Tyrant and the Trigon Prime, except for this last Lascannon guy. So he jumped up and he can shoot down. You can't block. Models in your own unit don't block your line of sight. So this Lascannon guy can see through down into the pack. There, Hellblaster Sergeant falling back. The last of the Intercessor Sergeants falling back. So the Pyrovores might not be long for this world. And the Hero Warlord in the Gravis armor charging in against the Broodlord. Dangerous prospect. But that is potentially Witch Hunter. So let's go on to the shooting phase. Starting off the shooting phase with the aggressors. Flamers on Flamers. So 4d6 hits. And they've been rolling good 19. All game. 19 hits, 4s to wound. That's a lot of wounds. 10 wounds got through. 10 4-up saves. Ooh, 1 minute. Ooh. I took 2 wounds. That'll kill that Pyrovore on 1 wound. When Pyrovores die, they're volatile, and on a 4-up, acid splashes out and injures the closest enemy unit within 3 inches. So the hero sergeant takes a wound, and then the 3 Hellblasters that can see the last Pyrovore unload.
No overcharging, so just hit on 3s.
Nice. And wounding on 3s, no save. You killed him. And on a 4-up, he's volatile. Oh, he dodges the acid as it explodes. So the hero sergeant survives, which means the Broodlord is in range of Cass's mastercrafted bolt gun and the Stormbolter and the multi-melter from the Dreadnought. Which one are we firing first at the Broodlord?
Mastercrafted bolt gun.
Nice, okay. And it hits. It'll wound on a 5, however.
That is a 5. It landed on the...
That is a 5. It's -1. I need a 5-up and Vun. It does 2 damage as well. No, okay. The Broodlord takes 2 wounds. It's down to 4 left. Then the Dreadnought spools up his Stormbolter, firing twice because of the new bolter drill. So 4 shots hitting on 3s.
He did move.
The Stormbolter still is a...
Oh, yeah, sorry.
3 hits. It needs 5s to wound, though.
5s. And 1 wound.
1 wound, 4-up save. I fail that save. The Broodlord's on 3 wounds left. And now you're firing with the multi-misser. Please miss. He misses.
He misses.
He misses because he moved and it's a heavy weapon. You've got 1 command point left, or you're going to keep that in your pocket for the charge that's coming up.
I'm going to use it.
You're going to use it?
Yeah, I'm going to use it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Forced to hit with a multi-misser.
And it misses.
Oh no, last command point spent. Okay, now we've got Devastators and Intercessors and Hellblaster Sergeant. Where are they all firing? So the Devastators are firing the Heavy Bolter into the Genestealers, everything else into the Trigon Prime. Where are we starting, sir?
Heavy Bolter.
Okay, 3s to hit. And 3s to wound. That's 2 wounds, 2 5-up and Vuns. I was thinking about terrain. You kill 1, leaving 3 Genestealers left alive. And then las cannons into the Trigon Prime. 3s to hit?
Yeah, I'm going to +1 to that 2. One, so there is 3s.
Oh, the one that moved?
Yeah.
Okay, so both of them on 3s to hit.
Both hit.
They both hit, nice. And 3s to wound. 1 wound, 6-up save. I failed the save, d6 damage. 5. Now the Plasma Cannon, d3 shots. For 2 shots, hitting on 3s. And it's not cooked up enough, not enough plasma. You have Intercessors and a Hellblaster now. And the only thing that they really can see are these 2 monsters in the backfield. Or, unless you want to shoot some Raveners, that never hurt you. Hiding out over there. Shoot the Raveners, please. Right, the Hellblaster Sergeant is overcharging and firing down into the Trigon Prime. Rapid firing. He fell out of combat as well. And he's dead.
He's dead. He's gone.
Then after the Hellblaster Sergeant died, the remaining shots and the bolt rifle fire went flying into the Genestealers, and there is 1 Genestealer left. And that is the end of the Ultramarines shooting phase. Now, you need to make this charge for Witch Hunter. So, there is no Overwatch to eat. So is the Captain going in first?
Captain.
Okay.
Come on.
It's a 7-inch charge.
7.
That's a 10. Are you going in with the Lieutenant as well, or do you want to keep him out of the fight?
I'll go in with the Lieutenant as well.
Really? Don't listen to me.
No, Lieutenant's going in.
Okay. Lieutenant gets in as well. They're angry. Charging units go first. This is for Witch Hunter. So I take it your captain is going to be using his Power Fist?
Yep.
Okay. Many attacks hitting on 3s because Power Fists are unwieldy. And re-rolling that 1. Oh dear. So 3 hits get through. Strength 8, toughness 5, winning on 3s. They all get through. I need to make these 5-up invulnerable saves because a Power Fist does d3 damage each. And I fail them, even if you roll 3 1s. That is a dead Broodlord, and that is Witch Hunter. And the captain and the lieutenant choose wisely not to pile into these monstrous creatures in the backfield. And that is the end of Ultramarines. Turn 4, you get 1 point for Witch Hunter, making it 11 points to 4. But finally someone's managed to defend this objective back there, making it 11 points to 6. As we go on to Tyranids, turn 4. Right, I ditched defend objective 1 at the end of my last turn, and now I need to secure 6, which I can't do. It's down in my deployment zone. Supremacy, get any 3 objectives for D3 points. That might be doable. And Decapitate, kill a character. So it's 6 points to 11. The Genestealer advanced down onto this objective here. Trigon Prime kills that dude and piles forward towards the closest enemy unit onto that objective there. That's 2 objectives. And I've got some Raveners over here onto this objective. That's 3 objectives for D3 points. And kill a character. Well, Telion is about to get eaten by a Hive Tyrant. Let's smite. That passes. Would you like to roll a 10 to try and deny that with your Sanctic Halo?
Let's give it a go.
Okay.
Oh, no.
D3 mortal wounds. For 1 mortal wound, he's only got a little bit of a headache. I think Telion starts off with 4. And then I'm going to need to put Catalyst on myself. Yeah, that passes. And I've got 3 command points left, so I might as well spend 1 to put the Horror on your captain, your HQ. And that fails. Oh, and another take back. Can I do rapid regeneration one more time?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Trigon Prime. Oh, I get 3 back. That's going to come in handy because that means I think 7 is the lowest bracket. Right, and now firing at stuff with his containment spines. I can't shoot at him because I don't want him dead. I need to get on that objective. So, and all of these guys are in ruins. So I think the only thing to fire at are the aggressors over there. Hitting on 4s. Now I've got regenerated a little bit. Strength 5, toughness 5. I did 3 wounds. 3 up saves.
And
they're
there
fine.
we go.
Right, that was my shooting phase. Let's charge this guy. Do Overwatch in a second. Okay, I'm definitely in. Oh, and Telion. I'm definitely in. Right, and make it into combat. No wounds taken. And because I'm back up to 7 wounds, I'm hitting on 3s again against the Sergeant. Only hit 3 times. Maybe I should have kept one of those command points. I'm wounding on 3s. And you need 6s to keep him alive. Okay.
Oh,
Dead Sergeant.
He's gone.
Then I consolidated forward. And then onto the Hive Tyrant. 2s to hit. And strength 6, 3s to wound. At -3, 3 damage each. I think he only has a 4-up save.
Yes.
And he has 3 wounds left. I think Telion
He's gone.
bought the biscuit.
He's going to tumble off.
Bye, Telion. And that's a character. That's 7 points to 11. And I am on 1, 2, 3 objectives for D3 points for supremacy. I'm clawing, literally clawing, teeth and clawing my way back into this. Can you feel the tension?
I can feel it.
This is going to be a fat 6. It's a fat 2, that will do. It's 9 points to 11 in favour of the Ultramarines. They've been in the lead all the way through this fight, but their lead is slipping in this necropolis. Can they cross the finish line, or will they fall at the final hurdle? Let's go on to turn 5 and find out. The Ultramarines refuse the order for psychological warfare. They need to secure Objective 1, which they have, defend Objective 4, which they can't get to, and Kingslayer, they automatically get D3 points because the enemy warlord is dead. And here we are after the Ultramarines movement phase. They're securing Objective 1. And all guns are aiming in at the Trigon Prime. And the Trigon Prime gets wiped out, and there were spare shots left over, so round after round after round came into the Hive Tyrant, and he's on 1 wound left. Now we're going to the charge phase. Up to see if the captain can... Yes, you made it in, you needed a 7. The captain leaping up onto the crates there, hitting on 3s with his fist, and re-rolling the 1. He hits 4 times, and he's going to be wounding on 3s. and he wounds once. If I fail a 4-up and vulnerable save, which I pass, then I get to swing back. I'm hitting on 4s. And I'm wounding on 3s. No wounds. And that is the end of the Ultramarines turn 5. Locked in Mortal Kombat down this end of the battle grid. All the shots flying down into these monsters. They even bet just the Raveners over there on their own. It was 11 points to 9. It's now 12 points to 9 because you're securing that objective. Plus D3 points for Kingslayer. Another 3 points. 15 points to 9. And I think at this point I just have to concede. I can't catch back up. I was trying and I was trying and I was trying. But I've got a Hive Tyrant, a Gene Stealer and some Raveners left. So at 15 points to 9, we're going to have to call it. This is the way the world ends. So the Ultramarines were deployed in this necropolis, pushing the might of Hive Fleet Kraken back. And in the end, I think I had a chance. I think
there was a chance at the end. When you said it was 9 points to 11, yeah. I was surprised at how quickly you had come back, even though I raced ahead.
You did race ahead, but I knew that once I was in your lines, I could do some severe damage. And once you'd cleared away the squads over on this flank with the Dreadnought and the Hellblasters and that they were largely out of the fight for a while. I mean, the Terminators dropped in and helped you get supremacy and clear away some bugs, but that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. But this move down here when they dropped in and cleared away all those bugs and my Warlord and everything, that was brutal.
I think I definitely, having this right flank,
yeah,
that is what pushed it more in my favour.
Yeah. Rather than just staying back and relying on the waves to come in and then break them, you did push forward with some aggression yourself. And you're right, by taking this flank, yeah, not just sitting back passively, it allowed you to take control of that fight. And there were some heroic moments there. There were some heroic charges. There's a battle at the end, and I'm sure that Winged Hive Tyrant is going to get taken out, going to get torn down. You with a 3-up Sanctic Halo, there's no way I'm going to get through there. And then there's a Gene Stealer left, and some Raveners left. So, yeah, a great victory for the Ultramarines. First time fighting Tyranids as well.
Yeah, very first time. I did not know what to expect. I was scared at first.
They're not all that, are they?
No.
No, they're easy.
Apparently not.
Yeah, I was telling you this does this and this. Are you sure? I was making sure that you were completely aware of everything before I did it to you. I wasn't giving away much of my tactics, but telling you this is what this unit does and this is what that unit does. Yeah, so that was a good fight. I must admit, going first for the Ultramarines really helped, but mind you also, Ultramarines chapter tactics versus Tyranids, particularly an aggressive close combat army, Tyranid army, is the chapter tactic to take, because there are Tyranid builds with Hive Guard, there are very shooty Tyranid builds out there. This wasn't one of them. Anyway, being an Imperial player at heart, it's always good to see the Ultramarines win. So thank you for coming down. Hope you enjoyed yourself. This battle map brought to you by GameMap.eu. This terrain, Necropolis terrain, brought to you by GameMap.eu. Heathage brought to you by the power of locomotion.
A car.
Brought to you by the combustion engine. If you'd like to support us, if you'd like to help me out, we do encourage you to come and join us over in the deployment zone at DZTV. Help us make more things like this. In the meantime, hope everyone enjoyed this battle report. Happy wargaming.